but I don't go in a game. I never went into the game during the streak saying, okay, I have to get 10 points. Like, I have to keep this streak going. It would be a disservice to me in the way I play the game. And it showed in how the streak ended on how I've always played the game. It's just, how can we win?
A few moments later.
I'm a guy that goes to the bench and I like to look at the stat sheet. I like to look at, team turnovers, my personal turnovers, fast break points, what we're giving up, points off turnovers, whatever the case may be. And I look what I'm shooting from the field. Like, I like to be super.
LeBron James just exposed himself, and he did it clearly, back to back, without any pause at all. Same interview, same moment, and somehow it passed quietly like nothing happened. He sat there relaxed, focused, and said he never thought about protecting his 10-point streak. Never started a game thinking about reaching double digits. Not even once. According to him, it was always about winning, always about the team. No chasing stats, no personal goals, just basketball. Sounds perfect, right? Smart answer, leader answer. The type of thing fans love. But here is where things get confusing. Just seconds later, he changes the story. In that same talk, LeBron James clearly admits he watches the stat sheet during games. He said he checks numbers often, knows the turnovers, knows the efficiency, knows the rhythm, knows everything. And then comes the moment that breaks the whole story apart. What is this? He says he always checks his shooting percentage because he wants to be very efficient. That makes sense. But then he adds the real truth. He admits he would be lying if he said he does not know exactly how many points he has at any moment in the game. Think about that. He would be lying if he said he did not know.
But I don't go in a game. I never went into the game during the streak saying, okay, I have to get 10 points. Like, I have to keep this streak going. It would be a disservice to me in the way I play the game. And it showed in how the streak ended on how I've always played the game. It's just, how can we win? How can we win? Listen, I've done some incredible things in my career, and to be able to have a streak, to be able to be mentioned with some of the greats, to be able to live out my dream, it's all just like, it's surreal to me. So, but the one thing that's gonna always be a common theme for me is just always making the right play. And for it to end in that fashion was literally just the way I was taught how to play the game, and I've always done it.
You cannot say I never think about stats and then right away admit you always know your points. Both statements cannot be true at the same time. One of them must change. And that is why this matters much more than just a single podcast clip. Now, let us go back a little. The streak itself is crazy. Over 1,000 straight games with at least 10 points. That is not normal. That is history. That is discipline, fitness, and consistency. No one is denying that. But when the subject came up, LeBron said focusing on the streak would hurt the way he plays. He even said the way the streak ended shows he never cared about it. Only winning, only the moment, only the team. That sounds nice. It sounds respectful. But once you admit you check stats, once you admit you always know your points, that whole explanation starts shaking.
I'm a guy that goes to the bench and I like to look at the stat sheet. I like to look at, team turnovers, my personal turnovers, fast break points, what we're giving up, points off turnovers, whatever the case may be. And I look what I'm shooting from the field. Like, I like to be super efficient. So, I would be lying to say that I don't know how many points I have at any given moment of the.
This isn't about hate. It's about honesty. You can be a team first player and aware of your numbers. Just don't pretend one of those things doesn't exist. If you're rocking with these breakdowns and want more real talk like this, hit that subscribe button right now. We don't skip the uncomfortable parts around here. So, let me get this straight. You always know exactly how many points you have, but you never once thought about needing to get to 10 to keep a historic streak alive. How does that math even work? If you're constantly checking the stat sheet, constantly aware of your numbers, there's zero chance you didn't notice you were sitting at 6 points midway through the third quarter. Zero chance. You didn't know a bucket or two keeps history alive. That's not speculation. That's logic.
Pseudo-rookie before officially becoming a rookie. And there it is, LeBron James does get to double figures with a step back.
He exposed himself and did not even notice it. And this is where it gets even worse. We do not even need his words to show it. We have the footage. And you already know the rule. The footage does not lie. Let us talk about that game against the Phoenix Suns. You remember it, right? The Los Angeles Lakers were getting destroyed by almost 30 points in the fourth quarter. This was not close. This was not a game where you keep starters in and push. This game was finished. Completely done. So why was LeBron James still on the court during clear garbage time? If it is always about winning, if personal stats never matter, why are you still playing when the game is already decided? I will tell you why. Because he needed his points and he got them. He hit a step-back three to reach double digits. The announcers even said it clearly. They noticed it. The crowd noticed it. Everyone watching knew exactly what was going on. Apparently, the only person who did not know was LeBron himself. At least that is the story we are supposed to believe. He took 17 shots in that game. 17 shots in a blowout loss. Does that sound like someone focused only on winning? Because where I come from, winning means you sit your star when you are down 30. Keep him fresh for the next game, not letting him keep shooting to protect a streak, and here is the wild part. This would not even be a big issue if he just admitted it. If he said, yeah, the streak mattered to me. I am competitive. I wanted it. Nobody is upset. That is honest. That is real. That is how great competitors think. But that is not what happened. Instead, we got this clean, unselfish story, never thinking about stats, always about the team. And then his own words and the film instantly destroy it. That is what makes people mad, not chasing stats, the contradiction. If you want more breakdowns like this that actually connect the dots, hit subscribe and stay locked in. We do not ignore the proof around here. There is a pattern here and it has been going on for years. Remember when LeBron James said he had no idea Kobe Bryant scored 81 points, said he was at a movie theater and totally missed it? Think about that for a moment. The most connected basketball player on the planet. A player compared to Kobe his whole career somehow misses the second highest scoring game in NBA history. No texts, no calls, did not check his phone even once during the movie. Come on. That story does not make sense. And it does not end there. Remember when he said he had never heard of Migos? This was during their peak. They were everywhere. Arenas, clubs, locker rooms, playlists, nonstop. You are telling me a guy who always talks about being connected to hip-hop culture had never heard of them? Then suddenly, photos show up of him hanging out with them at the same events, same circles, same rooms. But sure, never heard of them, right? Same pattern every time. Create a clean story. Get exposed. Never address it. Fans defend it. Everyone moves on. Which brings us to the real problem, the people around him. LeBron has built a circle that will never challenge him. Never say, bro, that does not make sense. Never push back. It is an empire of yes men. People who need him more than he needs them. People whose money, access, and opportunities depend on staying quiet and staying in line.